Celebrating 30 years of phenomenal trend forecasting, 5 times a week, Monday through Friday. Here's Gerald Celente with today's trends in the news.
Hi, this is Gerald Celente. It's Thursday, November 16th, 2017. And here are some of today's trends in the news. On the market front, only Shanghai hanging lower, and so too is oil. Other than that, it's an up day. Over here in the United States, Dow up almost 200 points. That's right. On the news that earnings from Walmart are really good. And I guess not everybody's shopping online. And of course, they're pushing through that tax bill from Trump, and that pushed the markets up as well. So here we are. How high will it go? We think we're near the top. No, we're not going to say it's going to crash. As you know, there's going to be a correction. And even following the correction, the markets may move up again, but not like they did in the last year. We just don't see that happening. And you're going to see a lot more and read a lot more in your upcoming Trend Alerts and Trends Monthly and Trends Journal. We have the future planned out, figured out, and thought out. And that's where the markets are going to go. We really believe that we're right at the peak now. It could go up a bit more, but we're going to see a correction. And oil. Oil came down a bit because inventories went up. That's right. Gasoline inventories went up. And according to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, domestic crude inventories also rose for the second week in a row. And the United States is expected to account for more than 80% of the growth in the world crude supply in the next decade. So, more rigs coming online, more wells that have been drilled, put into action to pump out more. And the only thing that we see slowing down oil prices is war in the Middle East, or an act of Mother Nature. And gold. Gold went up a little bit. And according to the CME, they have futures numbers over there on raising interest rates. It's almost 97% guaranteed they're going to go up. Again, we're talking about a market that we believe is peaked, not only in gold, but the equity markets. Bank of America raises fear over irrational exuberance. Investors are increasingly showing signs of irrational exuberance, putting more chips on the table, even as they worry equity markets have become overvalued, according to the bank's recent analysis. Liquidity remains main driver of bull run as more investors take above normal levels of risk. Bull markets thrive on liquidity, and thanks to central banks buying up bonds, there's no shortage of money sloshing through the global financial system. And again, this is coming from the Financial Times. They're also saying Longview Economics makes the point that M1 money is growing at an annualized rate of 8% and notes that in the past, a negative M1 tends to occur between 6 to 18 months ahead of recession and also marks the time when bull markets top out. For now, liquidity remains the key driver of the bull run. And in that context, M1, among other financial and credit indicators, warrant watching, according to Longview. Again, interest rates are going to go up. Liquidity is going to start to dry up. Because who's been boosting the markets? Corporate buybacks have been the single biggest source of demand for U.S. equities since the financial crisis. U.S. companies have bought back close to $5 trillion of their stock since the financial crisis. Without this, net demand for U.S. equities would have easily been negative throughout the post-crisis years. Again, the Financial Times. Contagion worries rise after junk bond sell-off. Junk-rated debt has already lost 1.1% in value so far during November, on pace for its worst month since January 2016. Go back to January 2016, the global equity markets were near panic. The selling pressure on prices has pushed yields on junk bonds back near to 6%, an attractive level for investors as nearly $11 trillion of sovereign and corporate debt trades with yields below zero. So in other words, they is gambling, looking to make some money and going into junk. A sell-off in the $1.3 trillion high-yield bond sector is a worrying omen for the wider market, frequently signaling greater losses and broader contagion to come. Not only the Financial Times, not only the Wall Street Journal, the Global Times of China. Officials warn of bubble risk in financial sector. Remember, this is the mouthpiece organ for the Chinese government. China's financial sector faces bubble risks, a government official warned on Thursday, today, and a property tax may be on the cards in the near future as authorities extend their efforts to reduce a worrisome buildup of debt in the economy. The ratio of China's financial sector to the overall economy, quote, is the highest in the world, according to their Financial and Economic Affairs Committee. Think about it. Oh, they may put a tax on property? Wow. Poof, they're way behind, man. The stupid property and school taxes we got to pay over here in the States, and they don't even have one over there, property taxes in China. But anyway, the bubble is building. Again, when interest rates go up, what's going to happen to this? Household debt hits a new high. That's right. And it will go higher as interest rates go higher. FedDove actively considering further rate rise. One of the Federal Reserve's leading doves has said he is, quote, actively considering backing another increase in short-term interest rates at the central bank's meeting next month, pointing to the risks that an overheating job market will create, quote, imbalances and excesses in financial markets. And then they go on to say, pay puzzle. The lack of wage growth, including in the United States, has been confounding economists, since a tightening job market usually leads to a rise in salaries. Yeah, it usually does, but not in nations that have been taken over by the very, very rich, and all the businesses of the major level consolidated in the hands of a few, and no political parties to represent the people. So they get fair living wages. Hey, need some more facts? Richest 1% now owns half the world's wealth. Yep, isn't that great, huh? And they're wondering about a pay puzzle? It's no puzzle. Again, all the money, all the wealth, all the power is concentrated in the hands of a few. The facts are there. It's a neo-feudal society. different laws for the economic elite and the political nobility. HSBC to pay 300 million euros over a tax case. Prosecutor says 1.6 billion was involved in a Swiss scheme. Will anybody go to jail? Chump change, right? Who knows how big the scam is? They get a slap on the wrist. You went over the yellow line. You didn't have your signal light on. Where were you? I had 2 drinks. 2 drinks, get out of the car, stand on your head, repeat the alphabet backwards with your eyes closed, and then they take you to jail. How disgusting. And no outrage. Don't raise your voice. Mr. Celente, we like you when you're a calm little boy that don't speak out and get angry because we have no guts. And this is fine with us because we're a bunch of cowards of the world. Won't speak out for peace, won't speak out for injustice. So don't raise your voice. Yes, sir. That's right. The worst cause, the worst brand, the worst symbol, the worst movement that you can invest in is in peace. People don't want to hear a peep about it. Whatever happens to peace and love? Report post 9/11 war debt will cost $8 trillion in interest. Yeah, that we the little people have to pay as the rich get richer. That's where the media is focusing on, not this, sex scandals. Hear about another one today? Hey, how about that Senator Little Allie Franken over there that felt up that woman? Yep, got the picture right there. What little clown of a boy would do that? One after another. Joe Biden, pictures of him. Everybody out there, a club of freaks. But let's talk tough about war, because that's all America likes. And here are some more facts. You know that guy Jeff Bezos, richest cat in the world? Here's what he says. Surprising trait Jeff Bezos looks for in successful employees. He said, I want people who are right most of the time. In his words, it's about being right. I don't care how smart they are. I want to see a track record of hard decisions that ended up being right. $9 trillion in interest for the war debt since 9/11, and not one military guy that Jeff Bezos would hire. None of them have been right. Lost everything that you said you'd win, and you keep on losing. Yep, you get blackballed at Amazon. Wouldn't want you guys around with all your medals and stuff. Haven't been right forever, along with all the politicians. Hey, you couldn't even get a job at Amazon for $13.50 an hour and make $28,000 a year. And of course, the news is the Russians keep coming. Yep. Signs that Russia used social media to sway Brexit vote. You know what that is.
Oh, come on now. That ain't even bullshit. That's horse shit.
Total horseshit. Hey, how about Obama, folks, that told the Brits that you're going to have to be at the back of the queue if your vote's for Brexit? Hey, that's all right. He ain't a Russian. He could do it. How about little Abe over there? Yeah, the Japanese clown of a boy. Oh, he went over there to the UK too, didn't he? Not secretly, not like them Russians, with no evidence, of course, who also told the Brits what to do and where to go. Yep. UK Prime Minister May calls Russia chief threat amid abysmal domestic ratings. UK spy master adds to fears of a Kaspersky software's Russian links. Putin denials of interference satisfy Trump. Yep. All they keep doing day after day in the moronic media of America is talk about sex scandals and the Russians are coming. No good information to help you see the current events forming future trends. Again, no surprise to TrendsJournal readers, because all they like to do in the media is sell propaganda. Here it is. Again, current events form future trends. Big story penned by myself and our CEO, Gerald Celente, former editor-in-chief of Gcelente News Service. Pure propaganda. American prostitute media have a tale to tell, and the public is buying it. Hate Russia. One disgusting piece of misinformation after another. And now, of course, they forced Russia Today, RT, to sign up as foreign agents. The American Justice Department has forced RT to sign up as a foreign agent. That's right. Hey, and I'm on RT all the time. I guess I'm working for them Russians, huh? Matter of fact, Google it up. Boom Bust, their show, just on this week, on Tuesday. Yeah. And you can see how pro-Russian I'm in on that show. I mean, hey, think for yourself. What a bunch of garbage. And now, Russia votes to register news media from outside. Russia's parliament approved legislation on Wednesday, yesterday, that could require foreign media organizations operating in Russia to label news they produce the work of, quote, foreign agents, the latest step in the unraveling of relations since the United States accused Russia of meddling in the 2016 presidential election. Oh. So now if you just read that, you wouldn't know that it was in retaliation for what the United States earlier did to RT. But those are only facts. And when you're selling pure propaganda, you don't need the facts. This is Gerald Celente, and that's some of today's trends in the news.